What's up, Ego Hackers? Welcome to the show, and I got Mr. Dominic here on the bench with me today. And I'm CS Psychic, and we're getting down with it, which is dope. So let's do this. All right, so introduce yourself to the audience.
Well, I don't know.
What do you mean you don't
Dominic, living life, drinking beer.
Living life, drinking beer, working. What do you do for a living?
Landscaping, lawn care.
You do what?
Landscape and lawn care.
Landscape and lawn care. That's cool.
Yeah.
So you got like lots of clients, like apartment places, or yeah. How long you been doing that?
4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years?
Yeah.
Yeah. How old are you?
Old enough.
Old enough, huh?
Yep.
Oh, don't be shy.
17.
You're 17?
Yep.
All right, that's cool. 17? Awesome. Awesome. All right, so you've been working that long as a 17-year-old? Mm-hmm. Dang, that's pretty cool. Are you planning on owning your own business one day, getting entrepreneurial in some capacity?
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Fair enough. So what's your big goals in life? What do you do there? Like, you got any big goals?
Not really.
No?
No.
Just flying by the seat of your pants, not really caring?
Pretty much, yeah.
Fascinating. What kind of games do you play?
None.
You don't play games at all?
Nope.
Why not? Not even Magic?
I don't even... What? Huh?
Magic the Gathering, the card game, you don't play that?
No.
What do you do for fun then? I don't have fun, Chase.
I guess.
You don't do anything for fun?
Hang out with my girlfriend. That's about it.
Is she here?
No.
Oh. Okay, that's... So what's she all about? What's she like?
I don't know. Just she watches TV a lot, hanging out with me, school.
Doing school? So you like high school sweethearts?
I guess. I don't go to school.
Oh, you don't go to school?
No.
No? Fair enough. So high school sweethearts, so she goes to school?
Yeah.
She about your age too?
Yeah.
All right, cool. You gonna go prom with her and whatnot?
Already did.
Oh, you already did?
Yeah.
How did that go?
Good.
Yeah? What's so good about it?
I don't know. Being with her, I guess.
Just being with her?
Yeah.
It's like being dragged around wherever you go?
Huh?
You like being dragged around wherever you go?
I don't know. That's what it seems like. But no.
No? Why not?
I don't know. I like doing my own thing most of the time.
I see that. You like doing your own thing, but what is that thing that you do?
Whatever comes to mind.
Whatever comes to mind. All right, cool. All right, well, let's get down to the reading then.
Good luck.
Oh, I got him.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do. Your deadly sin is gluttony. Fascinating. Consuming for the sake of consuming. Very interesting. This gentleman is all about what he thinks. He can actually be really critical sometimes, but he does it because he cares. He also has a tendency to warn other people. He warns them of bad things happening, and he'll say it, and then a couple weeks later, he'll just be like, told you so. Told you so. Yeah, deadly sin of gluttony. Gotta love it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Very childish about what you like to experience. You know, you just kind of, oh, let's do this thing. It's like, it's like when you're eating a pizza. I got to explore every inch of this pizza, and you explore all of it, you eat it all up, but I need to have another one so I can explore even more. But it doesn't have to be with food. You can be gluttonous with non-food things too. It could be games, it could be Netflix, it could be TV, all that knowledge, all these different things that you like to explore. See, here's the thing about you. Since you're like a clone of Elon Musk, actually brilliant, not that people will give you credit for that, but you really are. You're the most brilliant person here, actually. Far more brilliant than I am. More brilliant than you give yourself credit for. Because you have the ability to engineer things. Mr. I'm a walking Einstein, but I didn't even know it. You seem to suffer from Dunning-Kruger syndrome. Dunning-Kruger syndrome is when the smart people think they're dumb and the dumb people think they're smart. That's Dunning-Kruger syndrome. You're a smart person who thinks you're dumb even though you're not. You're actually brilliant. You don't give yourself the credit. You don't consider yourself brilliant. Why? Because you rely too much on external validation. You rely on other people's acceptance too much and other people liking you way too much. To the point where You don't even consider yourself a smart person unless people like you enough, and then, even then, because they've come to you and allow you to solve their problems and ask you what you think, and it's only at that point that you would consider yourself a smart person, even though you actually are, because you're brilliant. You're actually thinking constantly, to the point of like doing thought experiments in your head, where you consider abstract concepts. Well, what if this happens? You think about that. Well, what if that happens? What if this happens because of that? And then because this happens because of that. And it just goes on and on and on and on in your head as you're thinking about things constantly, thinking about solutions on a regular basis, which is great. And you love it when people come to you and ask you what you think. But you can be very servile to the point where you're very supportive. You serve other people. But sometimes it bothers you when they don't serve you in the same way as how much you serve them, because you go out of your way. And you do it because you're very dutiful, hyper loyal. You always stick around. But you're not an idiot, even though sometimes people have a tendency to treat you that way. And it's bullshit. It's not actually happening. Have you ever seen that show Daredevil on Netflix?
I don't watch TV.
Oh, you don't watch TV? Nope. All right, fair enough. You're like the Kingpin actually in that show, believe it or not. So you get, but deep down, you want to be wanted. You also want to be given the ability to explore. You're very independent, very pragmatic person, willing to break the rules if necessary. Because to you, if I'm going to do the time, I may as well do the crime. You don't like getting blamed for shit that you didn't do, but you often find yourself the scapegoat, which is annoying on a consistent basis. You worry about being around stupid people, not because they're going to bring you down, but just because they're so frustrating all the time. And you've already figured out the solution to the problem, and you got to sit around waiting around for them to figure it out. And it's just like, well, that's annoying. Why bother? I could just do it myself. So you often do it yourself. It's one of the reasons why you like being alone, because being around people drain you. In fact, this entire interaction has been very draining to you, and I'm very sorry about that. You are going to need some alone time, probably immediately after this, so that you're not so drained anymore. That's just how you roll. Let's see here. Yes. Very critical towards what you want. Very critical towards taking risks. You don't allow yourself to want things. You would rather have people tell you what they want, and then you decide whether or not it's worth it to you, or not necessarily worth it, whether or not you're going to be dutiful and give it to them, or if you're just not going to give it to them. Like, I'll get to that on that later. But then it doesn't happen, right? Not like when you're in your room and it's an absolute total mess, and it's like, oh, I think I can clean all this up instantly. But you don't, because you already know in your heart that you can do it, but it's just, I'm not going to do that, I'm going to do this other thing. Who cares? That's why, your environment can be pretty messy, as a result of that situation. And then you should not be so critical about what you want, dude. You should actually take risks. Just want things. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to be giving yourself permission all the time to want shit. You don't have to have permission. Who cares if someone feels bad because you make a decision? You're strong enough to deal with the consequences anyway. You already provide warnings to everybody else about the bad shit that's going to happen based on what decisions they make anyway. So use that for yourself. It's all good. You don't need anyone's permission. What are you going to do, offend somebody? It's not your fault they got offended. Who cares? You already go out of your way to be so caring towards other people anyway. So what business do they have getting in the way of not liking you because of a risk that you took? That's bullshit. So don't let them treat you that way. That's bullshit. What you are unaware of, though, you're unaware of how you come off to other people. You're unaware of their experiences. You're unaware of their actions that they take. You're aware of your actions, but you're not aware of other people's actions. But who cares? As long as you're conducting yourself properly, doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter. Why do I have to pay attention to what everyone else is doing? I just pay attention to what I'm doing. But you are very attentive. You pay attention to everything, constantly, all the time. And you remember all of it, all the time. That's why, you're always giving these folks reminders when you're around them. You're giving your woman reminders all the time, reminding her of shit. But you're not an idiot. Stop being so worried that you're not educated. You're still smarter than everybody else. Who fucking cares if you don't have the credentials? Who gives a shit about the diploma? Who gives a shit about a college education? So based on that, don't let people pressure you into doing that. You're already smarter than them anyway. All you have to do is just oh, I'm kind of interested in figuring out how drones work right now. And you'll figure it out entirely inch by inch. Because everything to you, because you don't learn by other people's mistakes. Like Haley, she learns from other people's mistakes. But you only learn from your mistakes because everything in your life is an experiment. You're experimenting with everything. Because guess what? You're that guy that could boil the ocean. You just take it all in, and then you could figure it out from there. An experiment, oh, that failed, next. Oh, that failed, next. Oh, that failed, next. Oh, that failed, next. Oh, that succeeded, cool, next. You know, and then you pile up those successes over time, and you're able to experiment and engineer a solution. You're a walking engineer. Even though, who cares you're not qualified? Who cares? It's Dunning-Kruger syndrome. Let go of that crap. Who cares if you're not qualified? Because you're qualified based on who you are as a person as is. Just because you're undereducated doesn't mean you're not brilliant, dude. You are brilliant. You're the most brilliant person here. Far more brilliant than I am. That's the reality. And then, the worst part about you don't care about how you feel. You don't care. You care about what everyone else values. You don't care about what you value. You care, like, oftentimes you get criticized by other people for, like, not being caring enough. When you're like, what the hell? I give you this. I did this for you. I supported you here. What business do you have telling me I'm not caring? What the hell? That's bullshit. It's bullshit. You know, and then people, like, dude, like, they use you. They use you in that way. Don't let them use you, man. It's not okay. Don't let them use you. You struggle with saying no. It's okay to say no. If you don't want to do something, you don't have to do it. It's all good. Even though, you know, truth be told, folks, he was actually kind of forced to be on the podcast by someone else, you know? So, like, that's the thing, you know? So, but sometimes he needs to be forced because he'll get stuck in his comfort zone and never leave it, which inhibits your own personal growth as a person. Don't allow yourself to get stuck in your comfort zone. Why would you want to? You're already brilliant. What business do you have being down on yourself? Why do you care about shallow-ass people not giving you a chance because you're so-called uneducated when you're already smarter than they are? Why? Why do you do that to yourself, dude? Stop. Stop doing that, okay? Like, people like you are important. We have a chance to go to Mars because of people like you. We have electric cars because of people like you. Nikola Tesla, just like you. Einstein, just like you. People like that are important for this earth. Oppenheimer, just like you. All right? Invent shit. Build shit. You invent things based on things that you explore. But life to you sucks if you don't have the freedom to explore. So just go explore shit. It's fine. Explore nature. Explore everything. Don't get stuck. Getting stuck is the path to having a horrible life for yourself. Don't get stuck. Don't get stuck in your comfort zone. Uproot yourself. Go somewhere random, even if it's a foreign country where they don't speak the language, just to force yourself to be in a new place and then explore that. It'll be the best thing you've ever done in your whole life. Just don't give up. You're worth it. But the problem is you rely so much on everyone else's external judgment of you before you make decisions. You have to learn how to get to your own point of self-acceptance, similar to Haley. You have that same issue too. Rely on yourself for acceptance. Do not rely on anyone else for acceptance, especially your folks, especially your woman. All right? How'd I do? Cool. That's about the best that we're going to get.
Yeah.
So, all right, folks, thanks for watching and listening. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.